celebrate Cinco de Mayo than by inviting the sexiest man on TV. Actor and extra host and recent Emmy award-winning, the fabulous Mario Lopez.
I'm good. I've been munching out right there. I love the theme, the mariachis, all the food, the margaritas. This is awesome. Thank you for having me.
Mario,
my girl right here makes me feel bad. Thank you. She gave me a blessing right here.
I give you the little I got.
I'll take it. I need them all.
You are 100% Mexican.
See?
And so happy Cinco de Mayo.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I heard that you have another name for it.
Yes, Cinco de Mayo, actually. Which is a much more fun holiday. Now, I didn't come up with that name. It actually started, I have a radio show, a nationally syndicated radio show on iHeart called On With Mario, and my producers like to give me a hard time on it. So during Cinco de Mayo, they started saying Cinco de Mario, and now it's become like a Mexican Mardi Gras all week.
Yes.
We give out these great prizes. We got VIP packages for J-Lo now in Vegas, so it works.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Huh?
We did that.
We did do that.
There you go.
Yeah, you know,
But this is Mario. I'm sorry. You were raised in a very large Mexican Catholic family, and since it's Throwback Thursday, we wanted to kind of throw it back. Let's see you as a baby.
Okay, what we got? Oh my gosh. Look at those arms.
Can
look
we
at those
count
arms.
the
Oh my God, my mullet, my first mullet.
Oh, huge.
Oh my gosh, what is that picture?
There you go.
Dad, I don't have my mom put me in a bunch of different activities after school, and I was like, okay, we can move on. We can move on from that picture. No, it was not. I think that was like a little dance number. Did you do a rodeo? No, you know, they put you in little costumes and stuff, but I was a little fat baby. I was definitely a breastfed baby.
You were a handsome boy.
Beautiful baby.
Very
So
handsome.
funny. Those are embarrassing.
Talking about beautiful babies, you have two beautiful babies, right? You have a 5-year-old, a 2-year-old.
Right.
And you do try to instill your Mexican heritage. It's something...
Oh, there's my family. Gia.
Cute. Adorable. And as a Latino, it's something that's important to you.
It is. I mean, well, they do have my DNA, so half the battle's right there, right? But it is important for me, for them to know their culture and the language. Spanish is a beautiful language, and I try to speak to them often. Oh yeah, my kids are little hams right there. And all the parties and festivities we have at their house, it's always got a Mexican flavor to it too. They do. I mean, they're little, so they're learning, and it's sort of Spanglish, right? But we have a lot of mariachis all the time at all the at all the festivities. But I mean, I'm so Mexican, I have my own tequila, so we can put it in these margaritas later on. The Casa Mexico tequila. Culminating this weekend in Vegas with a big launch party and the fight going on with Golden Boy Promotions and stuff, so it's fun.
Good.
But getting to your question, it's funny because if you're not immersed in the culture or around the community, then it's hard for the kids.
The language is very difficult. I struggle with my kids.
My grandparents and pardon me, their grandparents and I try to speak to them as much as they can. But whenever I'll do little videos with the kids, and I do with my son Nico, people seem to get a kick out of it. I think we have a little video I threw of yesterday. Nico, dime, te quiero mucho.
Te quiero moco.
No, no te quiero moco, te quiero mucho.
Te quiero moco.
No moco. Beso, daddy. Mwah. No moco. Oh, no otro beso. So I was trying to get him to say I love you in Spanish, but instead he said I love boogers.
Which he probably does.
Te quiero moco. Te quiero, no, and I love boogers. Te quiero mucho. So.
What's his name?
His name is Dominic.
Oh my
Dominic
God,
Luciano
he's so
Lopez.
cute.
We call him Nico.
I was trying to teach my 2-year-old how to say orange in Spanish. I think it's naranja, and he says nahaha. Nahaha. I think it's funny.
Too.
I want to say congratulations. You just won an Emmy at Extra for Outstanding Entertainment News Program. What are you doing with your Emmy?
Yeah, I'm so thrilled, and it's fantastic, when you're recognized for something like that. Not to be cliche, but as you guys know, it really takes a village to win an Emmy, and we got an awesome team over at Extra, so I'm grateful to be part of that team.
Are you going to put it in a glass case? You going to put it in a closet? What are you going to do with it?
My mom will probably take it.
Right? Moms take everything.
Yeah.
So, well, we earned it.
That's right.
He wouldn't have won it without her.
That's true.
But there's rumors going around that maybe you'll be taking over where Michael Strahan is leaving it with Kelly and Michael. Is that true?
People have said that. People are really nice, and,
Yeah.
and I'm flattered to be even mentioned. I've guest hosted with Kelly a few times, and I love her. She's awesome. So there's nothing
I
that
think
would be
he'd be
better.
great over there. Wouldn't he be good?
That'd be great.
Children's books? Have you? Go ahead.
Somebody who is never shy about sharing opinions. Let's have you weigh in on some hot topics.
Okay.
All right.
You got it.
Now, a blogger on the website Scary Mommy wrote that she takes disciplining her children seriously, and she might discipline your children if they're interfering with her child's safety or just acting inappropriately. What do you think of that?
Now, Whoopi, I think we've had this discussion before because I didn't grow up with my parents sparing the rod, okay? And I love my mom and dad to death. However, I would never tell someone else's children anything because I wouldn't want anybody telling my kids anything. But I'm all for doing what you have to do for your own kids to maintain decorum, especially in public.
Do you not spare the rod with your children?
I don't. And
Y'all mean whoopings?
No whoopings.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. I'm sorry. It was
no
so
spanking.
proper.
My son is like fists of fury over here. Between the dogs and my kids, I'm like a UFC ref breaking up the fights. And so I think if you come from a place of love, you can't go wrong. So that's what I try to do with both my kids.
I'm actually around a lot of kids, and sometimes they have bad manners, and I'll make a joke of it. I'll be like, now, your mama told you not to take a picture of me without asking, and the parents are there, and they're like, ha ha. I'm like, right, let me help you with your kids real quick. It's like there's a way to get it done because some parents, they need to check their kids. They need to check them.
Some parents need to be checked.
Some parents need to be checked too.
But I think you're right. But I think in this generation in particular, there's a lot of kids that even at a young age, they feel entitled and they feel like they can talk back to their parents.
They're scared of the parents.
Right.
They're scared of the. They're not scared of
Not scared of the parents.
There's no respect.
You was no discussion. When I was a little girl, there was no discussion.
When you were a young nun.
When I was a young nun, if Mom said that's what you do, that's what you do. And it wasn't like, let's discuss this. They were the adult. They said that's what they wanted you to do. That's what you did.
I just needed the look. Just the look.
That's all.
That was
But
it.
the look doesn't.
That was it.
People don't know how to do the look anymore.
I got a good one.
I do a lot of looks. Like, we have to go, Mario. Our thanks to Mario Lopez. You can catch Extra every night. Check your local listings for times. We'll be right back.